The Yellow Brick Road. This video does not reflect the actual views of real people. These are actors playing a role to entertain audiences. No persons or animals were harmed in the making of this video. Gosh, I love YouTube and I love Google.
All hail Black Pill.
Skyrim.
I bend the knee. Oop. Wait. I bend the knee. Yes. My hole in my shorts because I bended the knee too many times.
Or something else.
It was bending the knee.
Alright, guess we're gonna talk about guys tough on their luck.
Yeah, just like my shorts.
Just like my dirty shit. We got new lights so you can see how dirty my shirt is.
You can see how you're owned by the corporatocracy, which is known as Coors Light. So that's us. We own him. He does our bidding. You shill for them. Listen, kids. You know, I know purple stuff is amazing, but Coors Light's where it's at. Don't tell your parents. Here you go. Just put some crack in there. They'll get addicted to it.
Mr. Tangent.
Whatever.
Anyways.
Tangent. Don't tell them my real name.
Anyways. I was watching this last night. And guy's name of the guy's channel is First Last. And a disclaimer, I am personally not making fun of you. I would say sympathy. But at the same time, if you're wrong about something, I gotta call you out.
Fair enough.
Maybe it'll help you. If you ever see this.
I got called out yesterday. I still
Mr. 300,000 views.
I got bruises.
Step off your high chair and watch our video.
High horse.
High chair. Either one works.
High horse is more gallant.
Well, he has burns where his knees should be, and he really likes horses. You put it together. Without further ado.
I'll get the community after you.
Take the black pill.
Yeah.
Here we are again. I didn't think I was gonna have to make this video again. But unfortunately, it's become apparent to me that you just haven't learned. You're still living in fucking La La Land. Little fantasy world, everything's gonna be okay, everything's gonna get all better.
I just hope the windows aren't like
Let me tell you something, buddy.
rolled up or whatever.
It's not gonna happen.
I
Okay?
hope he's parked.
Alright, let's check this out.
So, this is what it is.
I was reading some threads last night.
Is it threads or threats?
And, you know, it was just the usual stuff on there.
I thought I stopped the stream.
People were talking about...
You said threads, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You already sound so down.
Oh, it makes me feel bad.
I was fuck.
Let me roll up the windows for this one, guys.
I'm gonna give myself secondhand smoke. Alright.
Yeah. Nice car.
You know, it was just the usual stuff on there. people were talking about. Somebody posted some Tinder experiment screen caps. You already know how Tinder experiments go. You know how the OkCupid experiments go. We know how it goes, but there's new people on the board, all right? More Redditors, more underage kids, more Tumblr, white knights and shit. You already know how it is. And they don't know, okay? They don't get it. I gotta tell them. I gotta school them right now. I'm afraid. I wish I didn't have to, but I got to. Okay. Listen, you kids, you're living in La La Land, all right? You're thinking, you know, every little thing you do, you're thinking, oh, this next thing I do, this is gonna be what, you know, I'm lonely, I can't find a girl, I'm a fucking loser, blah blah blah. Next thing I do, it's gonna be the last thing I gotta do. This is just the last little step I gotta do, and then I'm gonna be getting the ladies, and I'm doing this. If I go, listen, buddy.
Why would it be in steps, anyways? You're dealing with other actual people.
Yeah. As well as the whole concept of, I have to find a girl. Why? You know, that too. As far as like the whole thing regarding the journey to finding out what an actual soulmate really is, rather than well, there's a void right here, and I'm trying to fill the void. In more ways than one. My emotional void, and there's the physical void, which is getting a little nasty. But still, you know, versus I can't even describe it in words. You.
And this is partially why I beef with materialist atheist types, to where everything's just a ABC step and someone else is figuring out your answers and passing it down as truth, to where it's like there's no room for abstraction and art and poetry and all that weird shit.
Yeah. It's like, guys, it's not art, it's just
change your genes around.
And it's an accidental formation of
and
colors.
buy these jeans and wear this shirt.
They'll run after you.
Get this job. It's just love yourself. That's your answer.
You need 6-pack abs and you'll love yourself. Okay?
Learn how to love yourself.
It's like, fuck.
Don't listen to Rogan and become a man. Become you.
My elbows
and
pop.
love you, and then you're fine.
Yeah, he's like, do some physically challenging. I'm like, yeah, you can, but don't tell him like that's it. That's what you got to do. You got to do some pull-ups.
He does the hand thing. They just need to become men.
Climb a mountain. Do something. Wrestle a pig. Do that. He does this.
Do everything I do.
He does this. Then he's like, guys, let me break it to you.
Okay. He does this then. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, and this. Oh, okay. They're not men. You know? I like it, but it's funny.
Yeah,
It's like, someone says something like fucking like suspect, he's like, huh?
Alright.
What about science?
Booyah. That sucked. I hate
Just
that.
going back to, yeah.
Yeah.
Afraid it's not quite that easy. See, if you're reading Tinder experiments, if you're reading OkCupid experiments, you're probably already too fucking far gone, alright? You're probably already fucked.
Yeah, probably. Because you're following someone else's fucking handshake. Most likely.
Okay? You probably just aren't cut out to make it, okay?
Actually, another thing. What's the point of being into some position where, I guess what he's talking about is women. You're in this position with whatever woman you desire. What's the point if you're not you when you get there? If you're just some cyborg that who the fuck knows created as manly.
Not only that, it's like, okay, listen, I want you to show me my path. All right, now, ready? I'm not gonna walk it. I'm gonna hop on your back, piggyback ride, take me down my path. Give me my answer.
Yeah.
At the end of the path, there's just like a little thing of Play-Doh. It's like, create me, give me something. Create me. Like, give me something so I can follow it. So it's like a synthetic version of me, myself. It's like there's already plenty of that.
Don't follow any like self-help guys unless they look at you funny. If you ask them, how do I fix myself? They're like, what you talking about? It's like you create you, and you can love yourself.
Well, yeah, I'm not saying there can't be any teachers out there, you know. But the I would say the true definition of a teacher is just here's the tools. There you go. Have fun.
Yeah, if there's whoever, teacher, guru, self-help guy, if they aren't just standing there and said, all right, first lesson, and pulls a mirror out, just holds it there. If it ain't that, then you're in the wrong place. If you ask me. And
Yeah.
There was a thread I was just reading just now. Some guy, 14-year-old kid or whatever, found some girl he grew up with. They were dating. They were whatever, and they were 18 years old. They were saving each other virginity for marriage. And they're, he's got thinking to himself, oh, and anybody any bitter loser who had been seeing this shit, been paying attention to these kids or whatever, some background character in their lives, some bitter fucking loser, would have thought to himself, oh man, if that had just been me. If I'd just been that 14-year-old kid, if I'd just done this and that, then I would have made it. No. It doesn't work like that, because you know what? She met a genetically superior male.
what do you think about that? Genetically superior male.
Well, see, down the road I figured out I was genetically superior. And I could get anything I wanted. No, I don't know, man. It sounds like, okay, I can't really come up with a reason for this. That's gonna make me feel good.
We're still lagging.
Let me, I can't really figure out, like, whatever reason, whatever happened. I can't really figure this out, I can't really figure out why this is happening, or what just happened to me, Instead of investigating, let me just get this. This is the way it is. Whatever happened, like let's say it's like you lost the girl you liked to someone. That guy's an asshole, but he's genetically superior. He dresses better, he's taller, he's more athletic than me, socially more acceptable than me. Yes, that's it. Have the 90s like high school movies not taught us anything? Haven't they? Even my bad, Breakfast Club. It's perfect. Have they taught us nothing?
And I think they have, right?
I'm into cheesy, stupid shit. So.
But like conditioned archetypes.
Yeah. On a baby level, yeah, but like, oh, we shouldn't be mean to him. Yeah, no shit. You shouldn't be mean to him. You shouldn't be mean to anybody. You can be honest, but not like you're smaller than me. I'm the king here. Like, I think it's like a deeper reason, a deeper reason to come up with something so seemingly disheartening. In regards of, I got news for you guys, some of you you're just not genetically superior. You're gonna have to find a genetically inferior woman to match yourself. That's it. You're gonna have to do it.
Yes.
Because even from that point on, probably even before that, you were looking at yourself as far as like there's like some totem pole. There's a totem pole of attraction. I already view myself as inferior, so immediately when I look at this guy over here, he's superior to me. I already knew it. It was there before it even happened,
Can you imagine the brainwashing to willingly place yourself somewhere like down here?
Yeah.
The conditioning that has to happen.
It's pretty creepy and sad,
Let me see this real quick.
It's just probably a lack of knowledge of the self, I would say. I would definitely say if I were to use those words, if not an extreme, like
I
never even looked at it,
You have to know yourself to love yourself.
How can you love anything if you don't love yourself? Or even someone else, you know?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean to you, you know? Like, are you like, oh, it's okay, it's time to have a girlfriend. I'm feeling a little lonely. Or the guys that, like, constantly have the girlfriend, it just makes me happy. It's like, we'll see. Just like the car makes you happy. Just like the games make you happy. Just like having, like, like he always wants to hang out. You know, it's like, hey buddy, like, maybe that might be the guy or the girl that hates being alone in their room at night, you know, where they actually can ponder themselves. They can't fill the void with any noise or sounds, you know. The one thing to be watchful for is the guy that sleeps next to, like, you know, has a bed, it's all dark and dark, but he gets a little nervous, so he keeps some pot and pans, you know. Every now and then when he gets too nervous, he just starts banging them together. He's like, oh. Then he gets what he needs, he falls asleep, and he creates some more noise.
And have you ever thought, like, maybe you could say everyone else, not everyone, but majority of people are conditioned the same exact way, just for convenience, though. Just for, well, I don't have to think so hard to find a partner. I looked at myself in the mirror. I rank 5.5. Here I am. Oh. I'll go out and find another 5.5.
Here's one for this. There's a thing on Instagram. When I was in high school. I don't know if it's still a thing now. It's called Rate and Date. You're a 7, and yes, I would. You're an 8.3. Oh, you're a 10. You're a 5. Yes, you're a number. That's what you are.
Number 6.
Number 5. That's what you are. You're based purely off a number, something that we created. We're going to measure you. That's what we are. We're going to measure you solely on your outward appearance. That's it. That's all that matters in this world. That's it. That and how fast you can do some math. That's purely it. It's all about genetics. That's it. That's it. If you have anything else to offer about, like, regarding yourself and maybe some sort of what do you call it? Metaphysical ideas, then you're worthless. You're nothing. You might as well start working on Burger King. Go ahead, have fun. Bye bye. You genetically inferior.
But it isn't proven.
Organism isn't proven.
It's like those things aren't supposed to have proof because you're supposed to find them yourself, so that it's etched in stone.
It's like when we do these things, I believe everyone starts out with like a map. It's just there, and it's like whenever we have these ideas or we're conditioned to believe these ideas, it's just, let me just tear this up right now. There's no hope. Rip, 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 rip. Then it's like they don't know the map is in their back pocket as soon as they tear it up again. It's like it's there. It's just somewhere else now. You gotta find it.
Alright, let's keep going.
Find the treasure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
She ran into a genetically superior male. And she was alone with this genetically superior male
Sounds like a personal
for
story.
just a few days. And he fucked her brains out. She didn't give one fuck about this loser that she dated for 4 years. She didn't give a shit about this fucking loser. Why? Because he was genetically inferior. Women aren't bound. And obviously I'm not a fucking feminist, alright? The whole video I made about that was supposed to be an underlying message that you pick up on there, alright? And it was kind of had a little satirical tinge or whatever to it. You know, that's what the point of the video was, alright? You know, at this underlying message. Okay? We're in a, you know, we're kind of living in two different worlds right now, okay?
Oh, I would definitely agree with that.
We were raised to believe something that isn't true.
That can be debated, but yeah.
Not bad so far. I like the De Niro face.
No, it's
his mouth literally goes like this. It's like this. It's an upside down U. He exaggerates it so much.
Issues?
Yeah. And that's if You know, all you gotta do, you just gotta be a nice stand-up guy, get a nice job, find that nice girl, get your nice white picket fence and your dog and your kids, and but see, that's not gonna be going on anymore. Okay.
But did anyone want that in the first place? A uniformed reality?
You know what that sounds like? It sounds like conditioning. Yes, you want the white picket fence, the family, the dog, and the one child. If not the nuclear family, that's what you want.
And you want people that look like this.
And they all have the same house. Guess what that reminds me of? Remember the 50s? Hey, everybody. Hey, neighbor. This is how we're supposed to talk. Okay. What's that? Oh, you're being a rebel. That's looked down upon. Yeah, it's different. Isn't there a trend?
And then reality kicked in.
It's like, you asshole. No. It's like, what's that? You're being an individual? Sacrilege. It's like, you know, he may not really be one. He may be just, he might be the rebel, but that's for another day, I guess.
Yeah.
Or for later on. Yeah.
And if you think these are the only type of people looking for escapes, it's like, no, everyone has their...
It's like, you know, it's like a society that's raised like, okay, to be happy you have to have a partner, and you have to have a family, and you have to have 5 children. That's right, 5. It's an odd number. If one fatality happens, then you have an even number. Makes it even better. See? It's okay.
I think the majority of people don't realize something's missing, and they're constantly trying to fill the void with whatever else.
That's it.
Materialism.
That's a void, yeah. That's exactly what I call it.
Sadness.
I mean, I remember I used the term...
happiness.
With the game Frogger, yeah. It's like, this will make me happy. Huh? It's like you know, what do you call it? Like a Christmas. It's Christmas time. You have the Christmas, but you shake it. This isn't what I wanted. It's a book. You throw it, just jumping and leaping, and
same thing happens with people with spiritual pursuits.
They're looking for happiness, and they use that word, but then they give you the meaning, like their true meaning.
Well,
and somehow it's like, oh, you don't even know what happiness is. You know?
Yeah, some guy just sits on top of a mountain with his legs folded, going, "I'm at peace."
This is how I'm supposed to sound as I'm doing this right now, meditation. like one of the intellectuals out there. Okay, now I'm going to tell you how to meditate. Just play this music. Make sure it's at a 67 on the volume scale. Okay, perfect. Now, make sure everything in your living room is spread out from a 40 by 20 diameter. Okay, now, make sure you have your green tea in your right hand. Now, sip it. Now, place it down. Look at the last liquids you have for the next 24 hours. Okay, now, it's time to meditate.
It's the ego eating itself.
If you hear any crunching in the background,
This is my conditioned imagination of what spirituality is. So I'm imitating it without even
if
realizing.
you hear any crunching in the background, and if it sounds like eating, just ignore it. That's nothing.
Alright, read those comments, son.
Battlestar Commander.
Sir. Or ma'am.
I bend the knee to you. Could it be 2 realities? Question mark. I think a lot of people, some, that just hope bad things don't happen. Why they are alive and growing old with their families. I mean, yeah, but that's also like...
That's what I would think of as the flight mode, right?
Yeah, it's the guy that... Guys, I have a life preserver in the basement.
I wouldn't go there. I'm thinking he means more of you're just letting life float by.
Oh, the floater.
Like, I got my cigarettes, I got my TV shows, life's good. It's like, as long as nothing shakes this reality, this bubble I created, everything's fine.
The floater.
I would say, it might be a fight or flight thing.
Oh, I see. You mean this?
Some people are like, you gotta own life, man. Own life, bro. Go out there and kick some ass.
If everybody threatens your way of life, destroy them.
And there's other people that are like, I just want to get on with my life,
Either way, it's some sort of thing where I have a weird feeling whether it's like it's challenged, it's immediately just... This is my reality, don't touch it.
I do relate more to the introvert.
America has really never been under a military.
I'd say read it out loud.
Battlestar Commander. America has never really been under a military threat for a very long time. I mean, based off of what I've read or heard, I doubt that it ever really has, unless it was on foreign borders.
Yeah, it depends on.
And which means that means they place themselves there. It's like, well, we're here in Ecuador, yeah, and we're gonna take all this stuff. Who shot me? Kill them all! It's like,
I agree with you, but it depends on who you're asking.
yeah. I'm no fucking expert. You know? I just listen to what makes the most sense as far as, and I weigh everybody's opinion, and I'm like, okay, this makes the most sense, Rather than oh well, they just want to destroy a way of life. Actually, no, we want to topple the government for this and this and that. It's like, I think that one is most plausible.
All right, let's listen more to First and Last.
First and Last. Yeah.
First Last.
First Last.
He looks like a rhyme to me.
I think he's a rapper. First Last.
Yeah.
He'd kill it.
His name will always be in video games. Sports games. It's First Last. He's always there.
Like, you know who I am. You saw me when you were age 4. Super NES. Type your name in. Over mine.
Alright.
Yeah.
Because women. Well, I mean, you can see the statistics for yourself. And this was like 3 years ago. The majority of children were being born to unwed mothers. Guys don't want to get married because then they get fucked.
You hear that?
I don't want to get married. That's what he told me.
See the statistics for yourself. And this was like 3 years ago. The majority of children were being born to unwed mothers. Guys don't want to get married because then they get fucked. Alimony, child support. The wife gets fat. The wife doesn't fuck them anymore. And here's the thing too. Okay, there's some statistics people will say. They'll say, oh well, the majority of guys have female partners. The majority of guys get married. The majority of guys have children. But why is there so many divorces? Why are these children growing up in broken homes?
I think it's a result. Well, for one, I think there's plenty of. I'm not saying the statistics. Those statistics are wrong. First of all, I acknowledge that they are statistics. Okay, they're taken from somewhere, and whether they are true or not. As far as statistics, I want to be careful when I say that true. As far as the numbers being accurate to wherever they were taken from, you have to understand. It's a little weird when someone takes statistics and they give their own meaning. It's true, and this is why they're true. My meaning versus, well, let's look at what society we live in. A sick one. It's not us, only the world too.
Well, when it comes to marriage and divorce, I wouldn't consider that. I wouldn't say as much as sick.
No, I mean like this.
Immature.
If we have a sick society, right, and people have in this society, people try to have relationships or attempt to, and the end result is, well, they didn't get married and they divorced. It's like, okay, well, there's nothing wrong with trying, It's like, oh, I like her, man. I don't know much about her, but I like her, or vice versa. They go out, but then they're conditioned to believe, oh, we have to get married now. That's it. We have to get married.
I think they're conditioned to believe that certain things hold this high value, such as.
That's what I was implying, yeah.
Such as great sex, or comes from a nice family.
Yeah, or he has a job, or she has a nice job.
Or they have money.
She's got her things together.
Yeah.
Did you see her car?
And they
it's not a rental. She owns the car. Yes.
And they mistake the initial intoxication from those things as being, what's the word? Forever, eternal. They mistake those for eternal love or something like that.
No, they're merely just little objects in front of our faces, It's like, ooh, imagine a million years ago, or even if there's another planet, she has a big rock. I only have this small little rock. I want that woman. She knows what she's doing. Versus, oh, he has all those pelts of the animals over there. He seems to be mean, but I'm sure it's for a reason.
He's just protecting his pets.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Battlestar Commander says, yeah, life is good, and they pretend nothing is going on, and they are conformed to the leadership that they are under. It's typical of the controlled narrative. Statistics.
Check them stats.
It's in my opinion, it's basically. I'm not saying statistics have their place, but it's when it's used something regarding like, here, I'm gonna tell you who you are, you know, and why these things happen to you based off these statistics.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with like explaining like what happens like to a society, I believe, you know, and look at all these things, look at all these things that happen.
Yeah.
But here's my meaning for it, you know, versus it's the reason why.
Yeah.
And here's my shallow reason. It's because you're genetically inferior to LeBron James. Okay?
Well,
Every woman wants him.
also look at like he says, conformed to the leadership. Who is the mommy and daddy figures of the country?
My daddy figure, yes. Who's your daddy?
Look at the president. Has there ever been I'm single, and I'm in the way, I'm the president? Or do they have president, wife,
First lady,
kids?
It's like this weird little painted picture, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody look at him. Look at Ronald Reagan. You know, look at him. Oh, he's so old and sweet. Look at his wife. Oh, they're like your grandparents or your elder, you know, cousins. You know, but they're like your uncles in a way. Oh, look at Bush. Look at George Bush. Oh, yeah, and his wife is so nice. Let's just forget about those 8 years. All right. Oh, look at Barack Obama. He's young. He's hip. Oh, he has kids. Oh, we are pop culture. We love him. Oh, I'm just gushing. Look at JFK. Oh man, that dude was so swagging out his ass. Oh fuck, look at him. Even today, he's styling and profiling. Look at that. Look at him.
Is he Ric Flair or something?
Basically. Look at him hold those alligators down. Look at him. Did you see him? That's my daddy figure. That's who I want to be. He was this shit. Oh
But
my
that's-
god.
I don't know how much people buy into that. I mean, you can look at it as they feel they need to have that to be president.
I'm not saying
Otherwise, the nation won't accept them. That's just evidence of how conditioned the populace could be.
I'm not saying that's the way it is. I'm just saying it's really easy for me to like just to fucking like you know like because you know it's just like every day I see it. It's not just the president. It's like oh I want my hair to look this way, not because I particularly like it. It's because all the girls like you know fluttered their eyes and bashed him at this one dude with his haircut. I'm gonna get that haircut. Let me change who I am or lack thereof, and I'll just become a walking zombie. This is what they want me to be. Now let me go do some push-ups in the street and tell you how to get girls. I had to. Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because the women, they get the good taste of the genetically superior men. They get that taste, and they will still get married eventually, and they'll be fucking miserable because every single day of their life they'll be thinking back to when they got gang banged by the football team in the locker room. That's what they wanted. They got chosen by genetically superior men, and they had these experiences with genetically superior men, and then eventually get locked down by some genetically inferior man who just happens to, you know, be a little more stable. We call these the beta bucks, the beta cucks. They settle down and they're fucking miserable. That's why they get fat. That's why they don't have sex with you. They were able to, you know, lock down a genetically superior male. And that happens. It happens. Those couples continue to have healthy sex lives. Those, you know, they stay in shape and they take care of themselves because they're happy. They're happy that they're with a genetically superior male.
Oof. A lot of this is reminding me of. You heard of Elliot Rodgers?
No.
What's the fucking name of that place? Like Isla Vista.
Okay.
the kid who just shot up a bunch of people.
Yeah.
He seems like a nicer version of that kid. This kid was like, but yeah, this kid was heavily narcissistic.
Yeah.
As in, like,
Why does everybody listen to me? Why don't girls like me?
Attention
Look
seeking.
at me.
Yeah.
I look like a model.
Yeah.
I'm pretty. I'm rich.
Yeah.
Girls just don't
Oh,
like
I remember this guy now. Yeah.
yeah, and it reminds me a lot of that.
It's an example of someone, and you know, I'm just reading this right now. You know, as far as like what I'm getting, like as far as the content I'm receiving, it's the same narrative. You know, same thing in a way, except with a different outcome. It's listen. I'm trying this. You know, I'm doing everything I'm told. I tried. You know,
Yeah.
you got to be nice, then you get the girl. What? Like imagine that. It's like, you know, you're trying to get the girl who could be, let's say she's shallow girl or shallow boy, like, you know, who, you know, I'm not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. And okay, I gotta be nice. I gotta be really nice. I do nice things. You know, and it doesn't work out. And the genetic superior, whoever the fuck gets the partner, the ideal partner that you wanted, or you thought you wanted. And then, instead of you going down that whole road of whatever this is, you know, just like yourself just smacks you in the face, you know, not physically, but you know, like a good, like a little push, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not nice. You think you're a good person? I'm not saying he isn't a good person, you know. But what I'm saying is this: it's like I'm doing these nice things because they'll get me the girl. I'm being nice. I'm a nice guy. And then she asks, or this happens, or the why me, or he asks the girl, well, why me? And then, unfortunately, maybe this may never spew out. Well, you're in demand, and you're a part of the, what do you call it? The addendum. That's what you're a part of. You're part of the list. You are in demand. You are going to make me happy. It says right here. I watched True Blood. You look just like him. Everyone loves him. You're in demand. You're going to make me happy. Even though I might really try and find a soulmate, that's so buried underneath everything that I've been conditioned under, that I just kind of look past it. Even though it's still there, it never really goes away.
Even when I hear that word, it sounds make-believe.
What?
Or like a romance movie. Doesn't sound realistic. You know? Soulmate. It's like, that sounds make-believe. Because I'm conditioned to only hear about this in movies. It doesn't enter the arena of people interacting with each other.
Sure.
Except for like, you know, some couple that's been married for 70 years.
Yeah.
That's my soulmate.
Well, here's the thing. I'll only use the word because I believe it, like, you know, it gets to people in regards of, oh, that's what he means, you know, that ideal thing. But if you look further into it, it's a little more than that, but it's not as, you know, as Disney's up as it usually is, you know.
It's practical.
Sure.
It's my favorite word. Battlestar Commander, sir. Yeah, I'm sure they work together through life, watching each other's back. Yeah, they try to make things look normal. I think you're talking about one of our points.
I mean, now, do I believe there's actually a soulmate out there for whoever? Yeah, both in a good way and a bad way, you know. You know what I mean? Like, there's someone out there for you right now. And then that song comes on. What'd you get? You know, oh, please get what you want.
I disagree with what you said. Oh, I disagree as in it's not detailed enough.
What?
As in,
What's not
soulmate
detailed?
doesn't have to mean some romantic relationship.
Oh, with him? What he said?
With anyone.
Well, it's not really detailed. It's
You put it in
something
the
more.
you put it in the context of, you know, lovers or whoever.
It's
I'm-
tough to.
I'm a lot
I don't know
more-
if I could.
I'm a lot more practical. Like,
Man, we've been through everything together, man. You're my boy.
doesn't have to be like romantic. It's just
No, it's just a word, really.
yeah.
I put meaning with it, you know.
I look at like Rogan and like his friends. They're all so close to each other. Like,
Yeah. So when I say soulmate, it's like you're my bro, okay? It's like they're just words. a sound, but there's meaning behind it. That's what's important. You know. It's if you're the only one for me, like listen, there's a lot of people out there, you know, and people can change. People change with the way they think, you know. But some people find those unbreakable things, you know.
Yeah.
Unbreakable morals or ideals, you know, values.
Maybe we muster up the courage to make a video on soulmates.
Well, dude, I'm gonna have to join the football team, and then I can talk to you.
It's like, fuck, I feel like a pussy. Soulmates are,
They're void. That's what they are. All right.
I feel like I'm like a MILF's Club book reading. Exactly. All right.
Yeah.
This is
Women who get fat,
Hi, boy.
women who don't have sex, it's because they're fucking miserable. Because they already got a taste of the good life. Or even if they didn't, it's out there. They see it. They're watching TV. They're watching the hunks on TV. They're watching they're reading the male models in the fucking magazines on Tumblr or wherever they're at. And they're seeing the good stuff. They're seeing the good life. They're thinking, I deserve that. Why don't I have that? I'm fucking miserable. I'm gonna get fat, and I'm gonna get my revenge on this loser that I had to marry. He's not gonna be able to have a sexy wife. He's not gonna be able to have this because he doesn't deserve it. He's genetically inferior scum. He's trash.
Calm down, dude.
No, I think he's imitating them. Alright. But
You can always smell some like if I ever go on like as you call it a rant, there's some sincerity in there. It's like someone like a kid gets fucking blown up. I'm gonna like have a day, you know. Like, I want to do like backflips off the fucking like rooftops, you know. I'm like, you know, Inferno. Shit just makes me angry, man.
it's
Yeah, I think this is a good example of, you know, anybody that felt that way. It's like, yes, you're living in a toxic place with toxic people, you know, and it's weird. It's funny. I don't mean like, okay, it's a toxic place. We have to move over here. It's like, well, here's the thing. You people, the people, you were toxic, you know. I'm not saying kill them, you know. It's well, you can rid yourself of that thing. It's like behavior, you know.
become immune to it.
Sure. It's like I think in a way it's like a healthy like example of like, you know, it's like see like, yeah, you feel bad, yeah. Like no one should thrive in that. The only people that thrive in these things are, I mean, like straight up thrive in these type of like scenarios or societies or like places are the psychopaths.
Oh, well, they don't care.
Well, they thrive. Or the psychic vampires, you know.
2 explosions on my southern flank. It's like, what shall we do, sir?
On the torpedoes.
Right.
No.
The commander is wise. He is right.
Isn't that a show, Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah.
What were you doing, Star Wars?
It's just, you know, outer space and whatnot.
Fuck Star Wars.
I'm sorry, Commander.
I am too.
Yeah.
2 hands.
It's left hand. Or the foot if you're able to do that.
Alright.
That's what they're thinking. And that's just how it is. And then they'll get divorced.
Wrong.
And then they're cougars and they'll go around and they'll fuck whatever they can get because they're trying to hang on to that genetically because they know.
It's like, where'd you get your ideology of the world? It sounds like a movie.
It's not.
And that's what... I mean, Alex Jones has said something interesting.
Yeah.
When it comes to, like... I think he was talking about the Florida shooter.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh... These kids think that life's like a movie. It's like, why don't I get the girl? I followed all the rules of, you know...
Ready?
Typical teenager movie. I have the hairstyle. I wear these clothes.
You get the money, you get the girl, you get the mansion, you get the album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the rapper, like Kodak Black, whatever. You know, I got my Rolex, got his money. Now, then this happens to someone. It's just like, let's say that little spot right here. It's like someone just pushed you, an outside force. It's like, a Rolex, money. Did it happen yet? Am I happy?
Yeah.
It's like you, Billy. Yes. You scrawny little nerd, you, or whatever. You feeling inferior? No worries. Here's money. Have fun. It's like, you know, it's
Battlestar again. Sure. Makes me wonder if that is really something going on in another reality, and that they twisted quantum physics to be whatever it is here. Like it's twisted in those other realms. Sorry to change the subject. And hey guys, I'm guessing something interesting is happening after. Freak.
Did you salute him? God damn
Oh,
it.
sorry.
Subordinate. Remember, you're a pawn in the great scheme of things. So am I.
That's very interesting.
But I have a rank. Corporal.
See, I
don't identify by your name, I do it by your rank. Number 3.
I think there's a shitload of realms. And it's all because there's a shitload of people and
sure.
beings, or whatever you want to say.
No.
To where it's, which is going to bring in the soulmate idea. It's two people, whether it's unconscious or conscious, on a true self level, saying, I agree to this.
Sure.
Which brings in the idea, like, I don't know, psychics or whatever.
A vision?
Like, oh, you can communicate with this person without saying anything.
Yeah.
Because you both agreed to it.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a normal married couple that's gonna get divorced in 5 years.
Normal married couple. The stereotypical married couple.
That's gonna get divorced in 5 years, but
You know what's really interesting? Regarding the theory of why can't things be like the way they were back in the day? You mean the married couple that stayed together because they are pressured to, because of customs, because let's say the husband was a drunk and beat his wife and she was so unhappy but she couldn't leave because she'll be ostracized from the whole community and her children. What does she mean about the children?
Or just
I'm just saying, you know, it's me.
I would have went financial there, as in
children, money, etc.
More likely, both parents are working. Thus, if they
well,
leave
I mean,
each other,
the mother would stay at home and.
Back in the day, right?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. You know, it's like this false representation of this was happiness. This was good and pure. It's like just like this. Like, where'd you get that from? Who told you that? Did you tell yourself that? I doubt it. It's some form of conditioning. You know. Like, I'm conditioned in a way to believe, like, you know, well, all the shit our government does, or world leaders, has a negative impact, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying there is a good and bad, like, you know, there's only bad conditioning, you know. I'm saying, you know, it can be okay depending on what you do with it, I would say. But this is like an example, in my opinion, this is an example of someone who was conditioned in these ideals. If this is what happiness is, this is the way it's supposed to be, and it's like, I don't know if it backfired or not, but it's like he's giving me advice that seems very dark and shallow. No, not seems, it is. It is.
Yeah, could be that part of themselves that they're just not loving, because it's like the person who's just, when no one's around, they're just like stupid, like that type of shit.
Yeah.
I think that's fucking.
It's like
common.
There's outside, like, you know, like if I'm out on the street, right, and I like cut myself, they're gonna put me in a fucking mental hospital or something like that, right? You know, like, oh, he just harmed himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we gotta. He's on suicide watch. James is on suicide watch. We gotta. Like,
Restrain him.
Yeah. Then there's, you know. And there's like, you know, there's the guy that doesn't do anything, goes to his job, but he's been performing a bunch of like self-harm. You just can't see it, you know. Like, you know, imagine like someone just stabbing themselves, you know, for whatever reason. It could be of multiple reasons, but no one like is like, hey, stop it. Like, no, he's fine. He's productive. You get a glass of Smile this morning.
Oh, the internal stuff no one can help you with.
What I'm saying is, it's like, that's what I meant as far as this. Like, here's the tools, the teacher, you know? I'm gonna give you the tools, but that's it. I can show you a path, you know? I can't walk it for you, you know? That's what a teacher is. That's why I don't like when someone says like, you know, he like my teacher, you know, he showed me. It's like yeah, he gave you tools, you know. You did it. You know? My bad. He taught me this. It's like, no, I would argue like, what do we really mean by that? Versus, oh, he gave me the tools and I did. I taught myself.
Yeah, that's what learning is.
It's like, you know this because of me. It's like, nope. It's like Bruce Lee, like in the movie. What was it? I don't remember. I think it was his last movie. In regards of, it was something in regards of, he was showing him some sort of like kick, and then he pointed, you know, don't look at the finger, you'll miss all the heavenly glory.
Tangent. How do you want to read that?
Only if the commander commands me to.
I think that's why he wrote it.
Oh, did he? There's a lot of, Commander,
Sir?
there's a lot of interference in those other realms because of the governments and militaries. Well, I would say, like, what does the government and military consist of? You know, what kind of people and his actions reflect. So,
It depends on what you're saying.
oh yeah, that's yeah, it would.
If you mean their message, I only partially agree because it's, once again, it's a two-way street. And someone has to agree to that on a deeper level. Say, I want this to happen.
Oh, so continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in this, like I said, we're in this dual realities. You know, we're trying to keep up this facade. You know, as society's crumbling around us, as civilization is collapsing, we're trying to keep up this facade.
That seems to follow a lot of the black pill guys out here. Is that the world's just shit and it's gonna get worse. There's nothing you can do about it.
Well, here's the thing. It's a theory of mine of these guys that like say shit like this. It's an example of, it's like a poisonous circle, and you place someone who's neutral, like a blank canvas. You know what I mean? In there, and then the canvas gets ripped up. You know, and that person, like, you know, whatever the fuck. It's like whether you thrive or in the toxic environment. Meaning, like, oh, you know, but you jumped. You know what I mean? It's like just, I'm gonna survive here. I'm gonna adapt to this thing. Versus, you know, this is horrible. Now, how? And I say like that's a good thing. Like recognize this is horrible, and whether you say, well, doesn't mean I have to be horrible. Doesn't mean like anybody else has to be. You know, recognizing that it is bad, but why is it bad, and what's good versus it's never gonna get any better, guys. And you just, in a way, it's like just as bad as a guy. It's like, I'm gonna thrive here, versus I'm just gonna settle here. It's not gonna get any better. You know, there's nothing I can do. You know, there's no good. It doesn't exist.
I'm thinking he's more in the realm of like
I'm not saying
destruction,
maybe I don't know.
world-ending shit.
Because it's like, you know, I mean, everybody, you know.
That this is what, you know, all the happy family and the white picket fence, but that's not. That's on its way out. I'm afraid, and I don't know what's coming. It's gonna be probably not very good. Whatever's coming up next. But women.
Whatever's coming up next is probably gonna be the same thing, just in a different phrase or a different look. See, look, white picket fence is out. Nuclear family, that's out. That's been around for about 60, 70 years. Okay, that's gone. Now, it's 6 people living in your home. That's what it is now. But it's always something, you know. Like, you need this. This will make you happy. A nice car, a 6-figure job, you know. This is what will make you happy. And we
Multiple partners.
And we can give it to you. Yes. We can give it to you. Who are we? Well, we're the emptiness of whatever provides you happiness. That's it. Or it's like, you know, Wizard of Oz. Don't.
Your ego manifested.
Whatever. Yeah.
Sir, I know a lot of things that are going. I assure you that the governments and military are light beings in a higher realm or matrix. It sounds like the Palladians.
Similar, from what I heard. to be honest real quick? I think we heard enough.
From him.
Yeah. I'm being honest, you know, I don't think really we need 7 minutes. I just kind of want to, like, kind of hear what he kept saying. I'm just being honest here.
He seems like a nice guy.
No, I'm not saying he's not, you know. I'm just saying, like, the message he's giving is an example of someone or some, you know, or a bunch of people, whether he adopted these ideas or not. It's an example of someone who's probably been, you know, like, oh, this is just horrible. Like, this shit's just horrible. Whether they've been hurt or whatever way, you know. And they adopt these ideas, and, you know, it's just horrible for themselves, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, there's poison all around me. Let me just eat it. Let me just eat poison. It's like, dude, you don't have to do that.
It's a funny thing. Like, it's almost like you were meant to give up hope, because the thing you're hoping for isn't realistic. It's momentary. There's real shit out there.
Well, it's also momentary, but it's also not real. And what I mean by that is like the fake. This is happiness, guys. Here it is. We want that. It's like, oh, you don't really know what you want.
Yeah.
But you'll find that out later. You know.
It's your soul treating you like a drug fiend. You can take one bump, man. Right? You get laid or whatever. Here's your bump. And you end up chasing that fucking thing on and on and on.
That's it for that video, I'd say, honestly.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to hear. You know. Some people like to just hear the first 3 minutes. That's it. That's enough. That's all I needed to hear. And, you know, again, I've heard stuff similar to this. You know, I'm not gonna say who, but it's like, this is supposed to make me happy, dude. And I keep trying to go. I keep trying to get it. You know, it could be. Let's say it's a person, and they go to these crazy lengths. I mean, like borderline creepy levels, because it's like, I'm desperate now. I need that. It makes me happy. This is what I need. It's like, I don't think we even know what happiness is, man. You know? It's like, yeah,
How do you know happiness if you don't know yourself? To some degree.
Fair. I thought that would be, you know, like, you truly know yourself. You're at that point where it's like, I know myself. I'm not happy. I'm like, nope.
Now, you can know yourself without knowing yourself. In the sense of, it's like, oh, I know what this feels like. When I'm being myself, I know what that feels like.
Sure.
I may not know what who I really am. I'm still in that process of creating.
That's okay. Yeah.
But you're in that maze chasing that thing.
Well, again, yeah. But I mean, like, in regards of like you'd say, oh, I would never do that. Like, well, would you? Wouldn't you? We'll see. You know.
Yeah.
Like stalking someone because, you know, you have some sort of horrible, unhealthy emotional attachment to them, or going out of your way to make them feel upset because you're upset. You know, whatever way. You know, in regards to your social circle, I'll make them feel bad because I feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? You know? And then these people, sometimes, right?
That's a lot in society.
And then
pushing others down to make yourself feel equal. Sure.
And then these people, you know, then they have little, like, they create a life, you know, a baby.
Yeah.
Or they're in charge of other things, whether it be a dog, well, you know, an animal, whatever have you, you know, or a baby, right? Yeah. And it's like, what are you going to do to them? How are you going to corrupt them? How are you going to do it? Can't wait to see. You know, it's so constant out there, right? It's insane, you know? I think it's a good example of how things happen. Like, Daddy, look what I drew. I'm trying to sleep. like, you know, a bunch. I'm not saying that's the only thing. That's a bunch of. Or the guy that kicks his dog when he has a bad day. You know, it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Or a cat. Or the dad that
cat will fuck you up.
If the cat was like,
you don't own me.
If the cat was,
you just give me food.
Oh, my bad.
You're the dummy, not me.
Ray Lewis versus a kitten. That's what I mean. Rather than Ray Lewis versus a tiger, it's like, you'll bat the fuck. Bat the fuck up. Anyway, it's like a big trap, you know. In a way, it's like, what do you call it? 28 weeks later, right?
The zombie.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like, we have a bunch of people, like, in it, we call it, like, maybe it's like it is a society, a cluster of people, and it's a bunch of people that, you know, maybe not have gone down that road. We would call them neutral, you know what I mean? In a way, actually, this is perfect. It's like children, in a way, you know? They're somewhat Also, I like to say like a a new canvas. There's nothing there yet, but it's meant for something. Something. It could be something great.
Yeah.
And whether it may be, something will end up there. It will. And then, whatever experience happens will, that will paint the canvas. I would say. I'm not saying that's the only canvas there, but there was always going to be more. But some people don't know it. But anyway, it's like one bad thing happens, right? Like the zombie bites them, and then they become a zombie. Then they bite someone else, and it keeps happening.
And that's what their metaphor is for, I think.
That's what I got. That's why I said it.
Yeah. In
regards to but if we have a healthy, society where that's why I like Batman. The Dark Knight trilogy, because here's a guy who has these unbreakable morals or values, whatever you want to call them. They're unbreakable. He won't break them. Or give any other champion. And those are the guys they get bit. It's nope. I'm not saying physical violence, but it's knocking down those horrible ideas of now you can bite everybody else. Nope.
Yeah.
Listen, dude, I'm not happy. I'm gonna make you unhappy. Oh, you can't do it. Break your leg. It's how about now? It's I'm not happy about that, but whatever you do ain't gonna work.
Become immune.
Basically.
Integrity.
It's in this place, water is poison. Drink the water. Ha ha ha. I'm good. I'm good.
Let me read these comments.
Wait.
From Battlestar. Sir. Everyone from the real truth that they are destroying God's creation, and they are using the general public to help them do the research and create weapons for the war. You said the Palladians, but all things that people talk about are or was real somewhere. And they were able to make it here. And they got their words out, or they left their mark.
Again, if only that person was here, then I could have a... But, I got, from what I read, I'm okay,
On what?
Oh, I got
from
a bunch of stuff, yeah. Regarding, destroying God's, creation, Now, I don't know if it's, a fundamentalist ideal or not. But as far as, destroying God's creation, it's we're gonna help you destroy yourselves. The universe, God's universe.
Are you saying...
God,
Are you saying, we're creators in a way?
That's what I'm saying? Well,
No.
Well,
The captain. The one and only. Because...
I just, I make the argument regarding,
It all depends on what you mean.
Well, yeah.
I know it's hard to express an idea in a fucking chat room where they limit the number of characters you can use.
Not only that, with words too. It's listen, dude. I'm trying to explain something to you. Do you get it? It's I don't get it, man. See, if only they could just do this. I understand now. I can't do that. That's breaking all the rules.
Carl Pilkington.
Shouldn't there be a doctor who can,
where you can feel, doctor who can just feel the patient's pain and
I'll diagnose it.
Yeah.
It's you have strep throat.
Versus this, it's doctor, I'm just down. I don't know what to do. I feel I have low energy. My wife just left me, I got fired from my job. I got let go. I just don't know what to do, I'm just in this pit. I just don't know what to do. It's Well, the x-rays don't show anything. Here. It tastes good. Glass of smile. Now, when you're done, you may feel a little bit weird. That's called being happy. I'll prescribe you for every month.
That's interesting. They centralized their position of power here in this place. They stole many things in many realms. I have heard ideas like that.
The White Walkers. No, I think I do. I'm just kidding, but I do believe they have their place. You know.
That goes with the Michael Tessarian idea.
No.
Of that, like the Earth is in quarantine.
Yeah, I heard him say that.
We can't let all this shittiness here get out to the rest of the universe. We're gonna sort of these whatever beings came to Earth and then they trapped them there.
Yeah.
I'm like, point them out. Just point them out to me.
It's him. Not you, but him over there. Over there, look. That's why I always say when someone's like, "Oh, why don't you do something about it?" It's like I can't.
No, you are. If you become immune to these shitty ideas,
I mean this.
You become one clean spot.
Look,
you actually change the entire planet.
That's what I mean.
When you take that step towards I'm gonna be righteous
even
or
the
whatever.
smallest thing, you know, if you're gonna look at it like that, it's like
it's
like you just saved one. Like let's say like you're a superhero, you know. You just saved one guy. There's people dying every day. It's like as long as I can make that much of a difference, you know.
Well, you're literally changing the world.
Well, yeah, you know,
literally.
But you know what I mean. In regards to just anybody or anything or whatever.
Like if you stick your arm out and I push your arm, it's like, did I push your arm or did I push your body? It's like it's both.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I move that around,
right. So if
like, did you push the keyboard? Did you did the world change a bit?
Yeah, so like if I take the keyboard and I slap your face,
the parts in the hole.
I changed everything. You know. Just like if I blow up your car, you know, everything's different now. There's no going back.
The bottom line is the leaders of this planet are at war with the real God. Every second of every day, they are defending their position from attacks. Yeah. I consider God to be everything. Not just
that's what I mean.
Not something separate from.
Not Under Armour. I don't mean brands or gods. Oh God, did you see that? I was like this. I was like, universe, the God. I'm like, I don't mean Under Armour. Fuck Under Armour. I mean, like when I say regarding like yourself, and you are what all of this and more. And so is everybody else. And it's
you
like,
are a universe. It's
like everything's connected. So it's like everything that we create as far as like this is God, the ideal God. It's like it's everything like in with like baby steps of like good morals and et cetera, et cetera. But it's like it's really you reach the end of the tunnel. You ready to meet God? Yes, I'm ready. You keep running at the tunnel, and then there's like a mirror.
Yeah.
It's just a mirror, and you're like, well, is it like what? And then like like there's like a little like portal. You get like back down to earth. Oh, it was me. Oh, then like, what'd you see? Oh, I saw me. Then you ask the other guy, what'd you see? Oh, I saw Elvis. Elvis is God.
Yeah, God trapped multiple types of enemy beings here in their centralized position. And what I'm saying is, God never intended this world to be shitty. I'm guessing he's gonna say, or shit. I might agree with that.
You're now knocked down.
But I don't mean some external God. I would say, like, people, first of all, bury themselves and their conscience and everything with that. And then they bury themselves in society. They use social tools to hide themselves, just like they use ego tools to bury their conscience.
Stay in that hole, Jordan. Listen, see that dandelion over there? And the sunflower? You're going to be just like them. Just bury you and you'll be happy. You'll grow.
I remember this documentary I saw. This dude who was like...
You're not to interrupt.
I guess he was murdering people.
But it's like, I just looked, I'm like, oh God.
What?
Look at my shoulders, dude. They're like so like uneven.
Shirt is so dirty.
They're so uneven. Like this shit's like, oh my left one. They see? Look at that.
Yeah.
It's like, I've been taught to not like this.
But yeah, I saw a documentary of this guy who was like murdering people. He was murdering like kids and shit.
Was it?
And he was like, hiding in the woods doing this, and
Yeah.
I think he's basically homeless, like just moving around like shack to shack or whatever. And middle of the fucking woods.
Right.
When they caught him, and he was like, fucking middle of the day, reporters, people from the community, everyone's zeroed in on him, looking at him,
Right.
Walking up the court steps. Like all the attention's on him. All the shit he's done is like exposed to the world, and in a way, it's like exposed to him too. Like he was like in this zombie zone of just hurting people and doing it. He wasn't like fully conscious when he was doing it.
I definitely could say, yeah.
And then in that moment where everyone's looking at him, like, we know about all the shit you did.
And he breaks down.
He realizes all the shit he's done.
He breaks down.
And he goes in like this was it like a coma type, like a vegetable?
I know what you're saying.
Like
yeah.
a walking vegetable.
That's funny. That
his
word.
His eyes fucking rolled back in his head. He was just like.
And he fainted.
Almost like, now this, obviously barring any conspiracy
Sure.
theories.
Sure. Yeah.
But what was it? It was Colorado, right? The movie theater, the Batman movie theater shooting guy.
Yeah.
When he's sitting in court,
Mm-hmm.
he could have been on drugs or whatever, but he looked gone, like he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Sitting, his hair's all fucking orange and shit. His eyes just like he's gone.
Right. It's another theory of mine. I keep bringing this shit up. The Olympic doctor, or whatever the fuck, for the female gymnasts.
Larry Nassar.
Yeah, Larry Nassar. Yeah. Like that might be an example. It's a theory of mine. Like, and I got pissed because I'm like, okay, like, this is a shitty thing that happened. No dude should be like, whatever happened to him. Okay, but no dude should be like imposing that sort of thing on anybody or anything, causing such like unhappiness. But here's the thing.
That's different.
Well, not necessarily.
I'm talking about the scenarios are different, so the reaction wasn't really.
Well, no. Yeah, obviously not, right? But this is what I mean. Something horrible happened, right? And a theory of mine is like whenever these types of guys do these things where it's like on a mass scale, he's been doing it for like 20 years, I think, right, or something like that, something over a decade, I believe. And so many people have been quiet about it, And my theory is like, something happened to this dude, whether it was like someone like, here, how about this? I'll say it was corruption. Something happened, regarding corruption. I would say.
I mean, corruption or trauma? Like he suffered something.
I would say it's the same thing.
I know what I think it is. I think it was this is a theory of mine about rejection at a certain age.
Maybe.
Like you missed out on this type of girl in his case.
Yeah.
Just like maybe pedophiles missed out. Like, girls didn't have the girl who gave me the Valentine's Day note or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the girl who wrote the note like, oh, I like you, this and that.
Yeah.
Like they missed those moments.
Yeah.
So maybe they're trying to like
recreate it, relive it.
It's their egotistical narcissistic version of what the self is screaming for.
Sure. It's like in their minds, like, oh, I'm still a child, This is what I want to be. It's like if they have one wish in the world, like, I wish I could be this little boy again, Then no one would get angry at me, And I wouldn't have these feelings like the way I do now. It's either that or, I would agree with that, or it's one way or another, it's some form of like look at me weird. It's like it could be energy, like absorption, And energy could be a bunch of things. Anyway, these things happen. Then when the lights fucking like, wait, no, you did it.
Yeah.
Like the one, like there's that Dane Cook sketch. Where he's like, presses the button. The pedophile's like, you are here, and pedophile's like, don't. One pedophile that's here, like, it's like he's surrounded by them. And one of them opens the window. It's like, he's here. We know. He's here.
I think Nassar has a little more of
What I'm saying is this.
rationalizing going on.
Quite possibly, but
They're not that. Basically women. Like 17 or 18.
I'm just saying. It's like he's being called like.
He has society to sort of back him up to some degree. As far as like conditioning.
Quite possibly.
Like you could see whatever 58-year-old rich dudes, dating or married to early 20s, even.
Yeah, the 27-year-olds or the 22-year-olds.
Even late.
Sugar daddies, etc. But this is what I mean in regards of like, you being out in the forefront, He has a wife. She leaves him. He's probably taking it all in. It's like that shit sucks, you know. As far as like, you know, like all this horrible shit you've probably been neglecting and just taking in like, ooh, pleasure, disregarding any other being or any other thing that's in your way in that moment. Ooh, it's time to clock in. Time for pleasure. You just turn into like a zombie, you know what I mean? And zombies are emotionless, soulless at the moment, you know, and they're just, you know, consuming. And then when the moment like hits, it's like, oh, this is what you did all this. Did you know that? So yeah, deep down you did know, but you know, we just turned it off. We turned it away. We buried it.
It could almost be like he's even living the life of a teenager, to where you, like those moments where he's probably not thinking about anything, probably not even thinking about getting caught or anything like that. He's like, I'm fucking invincible right now. Like a lot of teenagers are.
It's like a pseudo like empower.
Drive 90.
Pseudo empower. Like, I'm the man.
I have my whole life ahead of me.
Nothing can kill me. I'm Superman. You know, then there's like the ignorance of it all. Like, yo, I thought he was Superman. I couldn't see anything happen to that guy. You know, in this little bubble world. You know, but it's when that thing happens, and then you know you just see it like you see it happen. You know, it's on video. Whether it's genuine or not, I don't know. But it's like it's like cringy to watch. You know, especially when the victims, you know, like, okay, you're wrong. And you're like, yeah, he's wrong. You know. Because you're Mostar. It's like, nope.
Yeah, let's finish these comments out and then peace the fuck out.
It's like a 7-minute look at a video turned into 2 hours.
Hour and 17.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And it's supposed to be like this, and that's the problem. People think of God. Yeah, I'm not here debating. I'm just mostly thinking out loud, and to let people know some of the real and only truth. All those controlled narratives are a part of what truth really is. The universe is an A+ machine. The human race went to those other realms and brought war with it in the machine, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Those people that started this war are living in this reality. They are either deep or above. They are the reason we have to live and die here. But until the people...
I mean, I just from what I've heard, you know, it's like I could read that in a lot of different ways, but I want to get away from the it's their fault, you know.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I do really like the weird ideas. Battlestar. I'm into the weird ideas. Sir. Ma'am. Whatever.
I just said commander.
Commander.
Yeah, you're the one saying sir. How dare you? Like assume.
Well, it's tradition. Huh?
How dare you?
Conquer the fake deep state that's used as a level of defense.
What I mean is like, you know,
I don't think they're worthy of speaking of them having that much power.
No, they're
they don't.
They're very little.
They don't, and it's not.
It's like this. It's as simple as this, really.
As a collective, they're not worthy of it.
No, they're not.
It's earned on an individual level, and then you can observe it collectively.
There is just as powerful. This is really. It's just those people, however I'm going to categorize them or group them. They're just as powerful as the toy that we all had or wish we had when we were little. That had those little AA batteries in the back. That made it like, oh, watch it go, watch it walk. Beep, 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 beep. Just take them out, then. Oh, it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know, that's as powerful. That's how powerful they are. They can't do like this and we're controlling your mind. Set yourself free. And it's like no. You know, to some degree, I can get where you got that from. I'm not saying he said this. You know, I mean Commander. I'm not saying he said that or she. 2 salutes. Yeah. But it's a common like you know like. We're going up the ladder here. We're trying to figure out what happened. Oh, it's their fault. They're controlling me. That's why I'm like this. It's like no, it's obviously they did some bad shit or whatever the fuck. But
and hold on, because necessarily agree with you.
Why?
Because that could be the case.
What?
Because if they choose that,
Who's that?
think of someone who's so paranoid.
Who's that? What are you talking about?
An individual. So, oh no, the government's not pulling strings and controlling you, controlling your mind or whatever. It's like, no, that could happen. You just have to agree to it. You become so afraid and paranoid to where you're like, fuck, they're controlling me, and you just convince yourself that they are. That's you making an agreement.
You got to convince yourself.
Yes.
So it's not actually there.
No.
I don't.
No, it's not actually there, but it is actually there.
Well, because you had to make it to be.
Yes, it's created.
Yes, but I mean some sort of outside without you. It's not involving you. Ready? Ready? Look.
Oh, you mean like a ray from...
That's what I'm
outer
talking
space
about.
going,
Yes. That's very real what you're talking about. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm talking about it wasn't me. You know? I had nothing to do with it. It's, you know, like, where were you between 1 and 2 p.m. on Monday or whatever the fuck? Oh, I don't know. There's a video of you killing, you know. But we just found the evil forces over here did it. They mind controlled you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying that. I mean, and that's very real, the whole, like fuck, like, that's very, 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 very there.
That's those fucking 1950s, 60s and experiments. They put someone in like they tie someone down. They put them in like a all pitch black room.
Yeah.
Listen, Bob, we cut your leg off.
Oh, my leg's gone. Listen, Bob.
They turn the light on his legs, like, oh, fuck, I thought my leg was gone.
Yeah. No, they just made it numb.
It's like, you didn't feel your leg?
No, did you feel that, Bob? No. Like, yeah, that's your no.
But, yeah. Practical magic.
Don't ever.
I already did it like twice for you.
Did it in front of Captain, Commander.
Alright.
I mean, Commander. It's like,
Alright, one more comment. They abducted me and attempted to erase the memories, but they failed. I've never been a liar. A lot of people build the muscle in their brain to be liars. I know what they are up to. I can't comment because I have no idea.
it's definitely something interesting to look into. But hey.
I've been interested in all the weird shit, except for aliens. Aliens never got to me.
Always.
Unless you consider Pleiadians aliens.
Alien to us. That's what I would say.
Well, you know what I mean, like outer space.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, but I believe it comes from an idea.
Extraterrestrial.
You know, it's like here's a theory, then here's another theory that smacks it around, twists it. It's like, here, I have a kiwi lime. Oh yeah, I have gravy right here. Now it's not that, but it is. It's sort of the same thing. Oh, here, buddy. UFOs.
Alright,
Green, gray men. Blah, 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 blah.
Thanks for watching. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. All salute.
I'm gonna feel really bad if that commander, if Commander didn't subscribe. I disappear.
I know.
Like, you guys have to do something else.
And you're not gonna do it?
What? No, it's better resolution now. They'll do it.
We'll leave you on
The yellow brick